ever been in a situation when someone is telling you about something that has recently happened to them, or some favor that they got from someone, or a testimony, and it feels like a lie? Like you're just looking at them and you're like, why you just a lie? Like which kind of lie this is? It's impossible. Every day you come across prayers on social media. Even I do this prayer where you say, God, I pray for a miracle that feels like a lie, or a miracle that when people hear, they think it's a lie, that kind of big miracle. But sometimes you still hear people tell you about this kind of miracles, and you are now the one saying it's a lie. You don't believe it. Hmm. Actually, there are some blessings that people will not believe. In fact, that is the kind of blessings that I pray for. And I know that a lot of us here too want that kind of blessings. But what I wanted to point out in this video is not to belittle people's stories, not to think that people are lying. Of course, some people lie. There are people that tell lies, that one is a given. But there are some things that happen to people, and it's not just a lie. And you know, when you hear stuff like um, your your receipt is as big as your belief, or your miracle is as big as your belief. So it's how big your mind is that you receive. It's how much you make room for that you can actually receive. It works that way sometimes. So what you need to be concerned about is how to grow your faith, how to increase your belief. Because just because, I'll use an example, just because someone says to you, okay, someone says to me, Jane, look, see that thing we did there, and then I look, I'm not able to see it. Will I now just say, oh, there is nothing there? So there are so many things that could be happening there. One, it could be that my eyesight is bad, right? This person could have a better eyesight and could see and can actually see something there. Another is this person can have something that I don't have, another equipment that I don't have, a binoculars that I don't have, that may have been given to them by someone else, so they're able to see further than I can. Just because I cannot see it does not mean it's not there. What I need to do is pray that I see better, or pray that I get something that will make me see better. So I can ask this person, okay, make I use your binoculars and I can see something further clearly. Now, what am I trying to say? Is the fact that you can actually see beyond what you can see currently if you only give yourself the allowance to. So don't just cancel out people's testimony. Don't cancel out stories that people tell you simply because your human mind or your experiences cannot just understand how it's happening to someone else and it's not you. Sometimes it's not even because you feel like this thing cannot happen to someone. You just feel like it didn't happen to me, so how can it happen to someone else? It's impossible. I've heard people tell stories and testimonies that I'm like, ha, now wow, this kind of thing will happen. And I'm sure some of you have also heard stories like that. So my encouragement to us all, this is not just you, this is me actually, because this is the way I feel now. I got a message that was saying something about growing your faith. When you hear something and it doesn't sound like it's possible, it doesn't sound like it's true, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not true. Someone can say to you, oh, do you know there are things living here, or things living on your palm, maybe like germs on your palm, and you're like, no, there's nothing there. I washed my hands, there's nothing there, I can see nothing there. But when you look with a microscope, you actually see things there. So the person is saying something that you're not seeing. That doesn't mean that because you can't see it, it isn't there. What you need to be praying for, like I mentioned in the previous example using the binoculars, is to have something that will help you see. Ask God for the faith to believe. Ask God to give you grace to believe. Ask God to open your mind and your heart to believe that you can receive. And I mean, I think that this will, reposition some things and just make your mind more receptive to things. I hope that this helps.